Hello all. As stepmother stories are very famous in European culture, I'm here to talk about a good stepmother story. The name of the story is Snow Night. It is because there was a girl, a beautiful girl with white skin and a black hair. She was called Snow Night. She is a princess of a European country where she's uh, very good in bow and arrow, and she's very talented. So every man in the kingdom was so attracted to her. Um, and also her mother, she loves her so much. Her father was very proud of her daughter. One day there was a minister, his name was Lord Hunter. He was so much in love with Snow White, but Snow White was not at all interested in Hunter. One day, while Snow White was alone in the castle, Hunter sneezed that moment. He went to Snow White and said, Snow White, I just love you. I want to marry you. Will you marry me? And Snow White was like, what? I want you to marry you? You old man? No, sorry, I'm not at all interested in you. He's like, what? I'm a gentleman and I'm the most talented one in the castle. You shouldn't have spoke to me like that. And Snow White is like, whatever you are, no, I don't mind. You are an old man and you're not at all like, you are not kind at all. I don't want to marry you. And no, Snow White, you shouldn't have spoken to me like that. And this moment, I'm gonna make you mine. And he grasped her hip, and she was so tensed, she was so frustrated about it, and he hit him in the crowd. And he was like, oh no, it's painful. You shouldn't have done this to me, Snow White. You're gonna regret it. And Snow White ran away. And moments later, he went to Snow White's stepmother and said, who is most beautiful one, you or Snow White? And Snow White's stepmother said, of course my daughter. And he was like, no. Every time stepmothers are cruel to their daughter, why are you so good to her? No, you are the most beautiful one. Uh, and I guess Snow White is sneezing all your beauty, and the kingdom, the people in the kingdom is talking a lot about her but not about you. Why so? And she's like, what are you trying to talk with me? No, Snow White is so good and Snow White is talented. She's so kind. So people in the kingdom likes her. No. Why are you so good to her? She's not even your daughter. And he was like, no, she is my daughter. I just love her so much even though she's my stepdaughter. And he was like, you have a daughter too. Why shouldn't you kill Snow White so that the kingdom will be yours? Uh, okay, I'll think about it, Hunter. You please leave now. And the stepmother had a thought about it, and she was like, no, the Lord Hunter is not good to my daughter. He's planning something else. What should I do now? Okay, I'll call the raven. She went to the castle tower and you know, she threw some spells, and the raven came. And she was like, Raven, you have to uh, you have to look after my daughter. She's in danger, I guess. You please go look after her, and nobody should know that you are looking at her. And the raven is like, okay, my majesty. And also tell the dwarf's girl to take care of her. Okay, my majesty, I'll do it. And the raven went to the dwarf's world and said, oh my highness, the queen of the kingdom asked me to take care of her daughter. You please tell our dogs to take care of her too. And he's like, okay, I'll tell them. Now, when she was wandering in the castle, the hunter came again, and he was like, uh, this is the best moment for me. I'm gonna make herself mine this time. No mistake is gonna happen. I'm the strongest one. I can win her. And he went to the Snow White and said, Snow White, I'm so sorry about that moment. You please marry me. I can't live without you. And Snow White was like, I have already told you. I couldn't marry an old man like you. No, I won't do this. And please leave this place. No, Snow White, please do understand. I can't live without you. And no, I've already told you, man. You please leave. And Snow White was up to leave, and he again grasped her hand, and he was up to making her, made her feel about his touch. And Snow White again punched his face, and there came the doves. They marched, they marched and came, and they hit them. So they hit the hunter, Lord Hunter, so bad, and made the queen and made the Snow Knight feel so safe about it. She ran to her stepmother and said, "Mom, all this had happened, and we need to pay the doves." And she said, "We have already paid them. I do care of you, Snow Knight. I know, I love you. I know you are the talented one. You are the most beautiful one. You don't owe Lord Hunter. The princess, the charming princess who deserves you, will come and meet you tomorrow." And the next morning, the charming princess came. Snow White was so impressed by looking at him. He was so strong and he was so wise too. And they got married and they lived happily ever after.